Consumer Price Index for July 2020 was nominal. Okay, the Consumer Price Index for all urban consumers was unchanged, and in July on a seasonally adjusted basis, after raising 1.3% in June. All right. Consumer prices rose 8.5% in July, which was basically a little bit below what was expected. 8.7 was expected. The University of Michigan sentiment jumps before long-term inflation expectations unexpectedly rise. So with this report, this came in at a 55.1. And it was the expected was 52. So interestingly enough, it seems like people are very positive about spending. And the GDP for the UK fell 0.06% in June. Now there was a discussion about this because there were some days off for the Platinum Jubilee, which was the Queen, and there was some other holidays in June that actually created a little bit less. But year over year, it was a 1.9% rise. So that's good. And in other news, cash deposits make the voyage back home. Investors in bankrupt crypto firm Voyager are finally starting to see symptoms of the crypto contagion ease as a court rules that the cash deposits can be sent back home. So, okay, you guys are getting your money back from Voyager. So where do you put your money now? Let me suggest Forex. Hey ForexMilitia, Parsival here once again, and we are going over the week of the Forex Outlook for the week of the 15th to the 19th. And let's go over last week's calendar. I just wanted to put in a little disclaimer. I already put the disclaimer, but let's put another one. Okay, my joke was to get into Forex. Be careful. I am not a financial advisor, and you should contact a registered or a certified financial advisor before you do that. Forex has risk, and you can lose some or all of your money. Okay, so now let's get on to this former week's news. We went over the CPI. The CPI was actually basically flat. Okay, and they were looking for that, and that was supposed to come in at 0.2%, a bit higher. It was 8.5. So that's over last month, and from what it said that the reason why it went flat was because there was a drop in the prices of oil and some shelter. Yeah, so that actually is that's actually what happened. But food and shelter went up, but gas and something else went lower. Okay, so let's see. From the U.S., the PPI, we basically have 0.5 drop, and then, like I said, the GDP from the UK came in a little bit lower, but year over year it was higher, and the preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment was higher. So okay, let's get into this week's. Now this week's is, as you can see, a much larger calendar, a much more events. We got the CPI coming out of Canada. Well, I'm sorry, on Monday we have the monetary policy meeting minutes. We have the CPI from the CAD. We have the Kiwi. All right, basically raising their rates from by 0.50 basis points, right? Then you get the rest, you get the statement, the conference, and then on Wednesday you get the CPI from the pound. You have core retail sales. You have the FOMC minutes that come in at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, and unemployment from the Aussie. Then for the rest of the week, it's just orange news. Philly Fed, unemployment claims, existing home sales, and on Friday, retail sales from the UK and core retail sales from the Canadian dollar. All right, so now let's go over to the charts and see what we can see. Starting with the dollar. All right, on the dollar, we basically see that this is still in an uptrend. We are still long on this, and it basically came down to this trend line. It bounced off. The interesting thing is, it doesn't, from this trend line, I don't have this point right here on the zigzag. I basically estimated that it's a little subjective. So I would caution you on that. The interesting part is the high point on this is here. I would say that the dollar is going to be long. The COT has this long. I'm going to stop putting in the extra comment in there, and I'm just going to call it long or short and see if it matches up with the charts. All right, so long on the dollar. On the US 30, Dow Jones 30, it has reached the top of this wedge, and now we are looking for it to basically, I'm looking for it to touch off and now to trade lower. It is now also going into overbought territory on my stochastic. Now, what we will look for this to see happen is for this to actually fall. Now, it's August right now, and interestingly enough, August has been it has rallied in August. So it would be very interesting to see if it actually starts to fall going into September. By the end of this week, it'll be the middle of the month going into the end of the month, and we'll see what actually happens. On gold, gold has reached what I call an order block zone. All right, it's still in an uptrend on the higher time frame because it's above the 200. Okay. So what I would believe is going to happen here is it's going to continue to go higher and come up into this area up here, which is a weekly support resistance line and also a basic order block. Okay, so I believe it's going to come up to this area, and then it should actually fall. All right, I'll look for a lower low, lower close candle for that to fall. On Bitcoin has basically jumped off of this support line, very nicely placed, and it is trending higher, but it is trending higher with the market. Excuse me. It is trending higher with the market, and so if the market actually comes off of that trend line and actually starts to fall, you should actually see Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrencies actually follow Bitcoin and fall. On oil has basically reached or come down to an area, basically almost at a support line. It fell, but in this last week, it actually gained a little bit. It actually, you can see what happened here is, and I've been basic eyeing stuff like this. It closed this imbalance. Okay, there was an imbalance. It closed that imbalance, and now very probably going into this week, it will continue to fall, and I believe it's going to fall all the way down to the 60s. On the CAD basically is ranging. It's staying in the range. It's home on the range. Sorry. And so we are basically going to see this continue to range, and this is I really don't have a really good direction on this, but the COT has this long. Okay, so not the dollar CAD, but the CAD dollar, the loony dollar. So it's pointing for this to go down. So that's short, the dollar CAD, the dollar loony. And on the euro basically is short, and it's continuing just to stay short. Parity is coming once again, I believe, and what it looked like is it closed this imbalance. So this week looks like it's going to basically fall again. And the dollar, once again, is looking like it's going to bounce off of this trend line over here and go long. So we should see some more losses on the euro and on the pound. We are basically looking for this to basically pop off of this weekly resistance line and go down. This one has some very, very good confluences that will allow this to basically fall. And we are looking for 115, 1.15, and the COT has this short. All right, real fast, real quick. That is it. If you like this content, please comment, like, subscribe. Give me some feedback on what you think the market is basically going to do. And I will catch you later. So we will say knowledge is power. Be power hungry and power to the people. This is Parsifal speaking to the Forex Militia, signing out.